Hey everyone, Chris here. And before we get started, I always forget to talk about stuff that Four Shift offers or I offer. And at the end of the podcast, I just want to get out of it because either I'm tired of talking or it just feels cheesy to do. So I'm just going to get out in front of it and talk about stuff right off the bat. I haven't really started doing fire department presentations this year yet, just because everything was still falling apart for a little bit and wasn't sure what I'm going to do. But I'm going to start offering those soon. So look for that. They're going to be looking a little bit different. I used to offer a presentation for every shift day, so 3 in a row. That was a big pain in the butt. So I'm just going to start offering single day or maybe 2 day, but larger events. So you can invite surrounding departments or whoever you want to the event. And like I said, more details coming on in the future. Also, I do remote personal training with the True Coach app, which are personalized workouts based on your ability level and your equipment and your goals you want to accomplish. The other thing we got on the website is merchandise. So there's 4 Shift stickers. There's a couple different versions of that, the skull sticker or the circle logo, and also just the plain text. There's also t-shirts on there. It's a black shirt with the circle logo, and then there's stocking caps too. Winter's still here, and guess what? It's coming back next year, so you might as well buy a hat. Check that stuff out at 4shiftfitness.com. All right, today it's me and Katie. We're talking about intermittent solo parenting, kind of a unique thing for the fire service where one person goes to work for 24 hours and the other one is home with the kids or just home with the household for 24 hours. So we get into a couple questions on that. I hope you dig it. Talk to you soon. Be a force shifter. Welcome to Tailboard Talk, a fourth shift fitcast. The mission of Tailboard Talk and the Fourth Shift Fitness is to educate and train fire service personnel to increase durability and decrease the potential for injuries and their associated costs. My name is Chris Morella, owner and founder of Fourth Shift Fitness. I'll use my experience as a personal trainer, strength coach, and 15-year veteran of the fire service to deliver tips, tricks, lessons, and information specifically geared towards the health and wellness of firefighters and paramedics. Each episode, you'll leave with immediate deliverables that will improve performance and resilience and keep you in the fight through your career and into retirement. Let's get into it.
Hey guys, it's Chris from Four Shift Fitness. No, honey. Okay.
Yeah, I have to. Hey guys, this is Chris from Four Shift Fitness. Like that. Today it's me and Katie, and we're sitting here on the couch and we're talking about, well, we're on the eve of me leaving. Not for good. Just for a few days. I'm going on a snow bike trip, which if you don't know what that is, we got these overpriced bikes with 4-inch or greater wide tires with really low pressure. And these places, mostly north of Illinois, groom trails. So they take like a snowmobile and a special groomer and they pull them over single track mountain bike trails and compact it down to like hard compact gravel. So you can actually move fast on them. You can't do some stuff, but they also build berms into it and jumps into it. And some of the parks, we're going to Minnesota to a new place we've never gone to before, but they have like 30 miles of track and some of it's supposed to be pretty professional. So we'll see how that goes. We saw some videos of it and it's not stuff that we've ridden before. It's much narrower, much more narrow. So we'll see. But with that, I'm leaving for about 4 days, just like Katie left me to go to Mexico a little bit ago, which was just hellacious.
I thought it was great.
Because Nathan woke up with a fever on the second day. Sawyer started pushing teeth through on the third day. It was just madness for a while. And it all happened as soon as she left the house. So now what we're going to talk about is how she feels with me leaving, because she's used to me leaving every third day or so. And the way I described it to her was being an intermittent single parent or a solo parent. But it's kind of a weird dynamic because not everybody has that. Not everybody has a job where you go away and you're the solo parent for 24 hours. So I want to talk about that a little bit right before I leave her for 4 days. So I guess we'll start off with an easier question, because there's a hard one coming up in point number 4, which is advice for other intermittent single parents. And when I told you that was going to be the question, you weren't full of ideas.
No.
Why is that?
That's a tough one. I feel like you should preface this too by saying our situation, you're gone for 24 hours, but I'm also home with them all the time. So I don't have like a typical 9 to 5 job or.
Okay, so do you think that makes it easier or harder?
I think it just makes it different
I think it almost makes it easier.
to not have a job.
You have the hardest job in the world, honey.
Yeah. But I don't get paid for it.
You get paid in love and not screwing up our kids for the rest of their life. And if you
Yeah.
do, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I definitely think it makes it easier not having to worry about going to work.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have the continuity, though, too, of you know what they're being told or taught throughout the day or what they do throughout the day. So then is that easier to carry on through the evening, you think? Or do you think coming home at 4:30 or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock and picking up where daycare left off or a nanny left off, would that be harder?
I don't know because it's not our situation.
Yeah.
I think it would just be. It'd almost be like their day's done too. It's like now it's fun time, because in daycare it's structured
Yeah.
to an extent where there's activities, and generally when you have a nanny, they have some kind of educational background, so it's a structured day. So it's almost like when you all come together, it would probably be like, okay, this is the end of the day, maybe a free for all or.
That sounds terrible because that's
Free reign.
shutdown time.
Yeah.
Like 5 and 6 o'clock, we're trying to calm Nathan down a little bit for the next 2.5 hours until it's actually quiet time.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start off with question number 1 then. What's your favorite part of the days where we're both here? We're both here all day long, and we're both off and on, unless we have to do something or work out or we're taken away from the house real quick. What's your favorite part of when we're both here and both able to parent?
My favorite part when we're both here is I have an adult to talk to.
Sweet.
I mean, I can only help Nathan try and count to 5 for so long and try and do shapes and colors or play trucks before I really feel like my brain's melting.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have someone else to talk to. Have like a little bit of adult interaction besides just like texting my friends.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you should mention counting to 5 and doing shapes and trucks. That's actually the part that I like most about both of us being home is that I don't do any of that stuff.
I know.
Like we just screw around
I know.
and have fun time because I'm like, oh, Mom will start a project any minute now that'll have to activate his brain. We're just going to throw squigs at the window for the next 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. And so that's actually my favorite part is that I know that,
I'm taking care of the important stuff.
yeah, you're going to take care of their brain in the good way while I try to destroy it piece by piece. What else do you like when we're both home together?
A little bit of the break I get, because Sawyer's on 2 naps. So when you're home and she takes her morning nap, that's time like we're either I'll take Nathan out to do something so you can have a break, or you'll take Nathan out, whether it's, to go, on the nice days, like just to go outside and play or to play in the snow or just go run an errand. Then I get a little bit of a break while she's napping. So just having that shift of on and off time. It is nice to get a little bit of a break throughout the day, especially now since his naps are so sporadic.
Yeah.
And there's really no nice little 2-hour chunk in the afternoon where they're both asleep.
It is nice because that gives you a chance to put our laundry away, do our dishes.
Yep, pretty much.
And then it's right back.
Then right back
right
to
back
it.
to poopy diapers.
Yeah. What's your favorite part?
The break, well, not the break part necessarily, but knowing I don't have to cover all the bases is nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice knowing that if I'm in there playing with them or me and him are watching a movie or if I have both of them, then you're the one making dinner. I don't have to like try to do both at the same time. Either try to make sure he stays watching the movie while I make dinner. I can see him and she's in the chair eating puffs or whatever. It's just easier if I have both of them and you make dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the ability to not delegate, but like separate and do different tasks at the same time is definitely my favorite part of when we're both home. What about when you're the only parent at home when I'm at work? What's your favorite part of that? Because it's not all bad. It's not like a bad thing.
Mm-mm.
I think a lot of people think like, oh, well, if I go to work and you're here for 24 hours, that must just be the hardest thing ever. But when you were gone for the longest week of my life, there were a lot of parts that were actually easier. There was stuff that was like, okay, this is much more manageable with just one person.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you like about being an intermittent solo parent?
My day definitely runs smoother when you're not home.
Yes.
And I say that not only just because like you're not like in the way, but Nathan knows like dad's screw around time. So if I want him to do a project or I'm trying to do something like educational with him, he'll actually sit down and focus because he doesn't have his little ADD brain like, wait, what's dad doing? Is he getting a tool? Is he going outside? Is he going to his bike? Where is he? What's he doing? So my day runs smoother because then I dictate the schedule and we have a nice little routine when you're not home.
Yeah. Do you think they nap better? I know he pays attention more when I'm not home.
Well, yeah.
Do you think they nap better when I'm not home? It seems like you always send me pictures where like bedtime takes shorter to get him down, nap times are easier, and they sleep for longer. Typically. Not all the time, obviously.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, Sawyer's pretty easy right now.
Yeah.
Her naps are pretty much the same. Nathan, I don't know, because right now he's so sporadic with naps. He's a little more relaxed when it comes to like what would be his nap time.
Yeah.
But I think it's because you're not here, and so he knows like, okay, you're not going to go do something without him. And he's already spent the whole morning with me, so he's probably bored of me.
I'm telling you, I almost feel like when I go to work and you tell me that he's better behaved or he naps longer, it's almost because he's relieved because he thinks he's got to entertain me.
Well, because you two have like the attention span of a squirrel. So
I almost think he's like, oh, thank God he went to work today. I don't have to entertain this idiot for another day. Like he feels like he's the parent sometimes. And I was like, okay, I got a day off because he went to work. And so he can just like, I'm just going to relax today. I'm just going to recuperate because he's going to be back in the morning being all loud and stuff. So I got to be ready for that.
yeah. Maybe. I mean, he definitely is. He does play a little bit more independently when you're not home.
Yeah.
So like, there's times where I'll put Sawyer down for a nap, and he's really into playing in his room right now. So that's nice.
Except for at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right. No, he wants nothing to do with his room. He wants to be a total creep and come sneak in our room and scare me.
Yeah, it was funny today when he fell asleep on the car ride home, and then you transferred him to nap time early at like 11 o'clock, 11:30.
Yeah.
And then he slept till 1:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then he woke up and came to the top of the stairs. And I said, "What's up, buddy?" He goes, "I can't go to sleep." like he didn't know where he was for the past 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. I told you he was going to wake up like, wait, what happened?
In a different
Where am I?
universe.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
He was almost mad that he thought we were trying to put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Like he just fell asleep 2 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you like about solo parenting? Just the smooth. Everything seems to run on one track. You know.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of just like anything else. When you have two people who are in charge home, it's almost like, well, that one said no, so let me go ask the other one because those two aren't gonna. I'm too quick for the other person to check before they answer. So there's no like he's already trying to play the one parent against the other.
Oh yeah.
So it's just one person's in charge. So it does go a little bit smoother when I say no. It's not, oh, I'm just going to go see if dad will give me a granola bar or take me downstairs to go run around or whatever. Yeah. And I also the other thing, and this may sound bad or may sound good to some people who understand the schedule, but on days you're not home, after bedtime is kind of nice because there's like no one asking you to do anything. There's no one. I can watch all the Bat TV I want on TV. You know, I don't have to try and watch something you want to watch.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like after a long day when I'm by myself, like the night's my little treat. I just come and sit or go to bed or do nothing.
That's actually part of my favorite part of the solo part when you were gone was no matter what, like even if you say we're going to go for a walk or we're going to be down here working on this project or we're going to go in the basement and you tell me like you can go up in the office and work on 4-shift stuff or whatever, there's always that feeling of like not even missing out, but if I'm in the house, I should be a parent and not be working 2 rooms over or something like that, you know? So there's always that little bit of obligation. And there's also the obligation of like, even if we're both parenting at the moment, that we should be parenting together with both kids. So it just throws a little bit of a hiccup into it. We're like, we've talked about this before, like I won't do some projects or take him out of the house because I'm like, well, you can't pack up Sawyer and go right now. So we'll just stay home and hang out. And then you almost fell into it the other day when I was like, oh, we can all go down to Lowe's to pick up that part for the bathtub, and then we can stop at this other place. And you're like, yeah, it's fine. And then it got to the point where it got later and later in the day. And I was like, do you want to do this? And you're like, no, I don't want to do this at all. I'm like, well, then why'd you say, yes, I've been waiting for you for Sawyer to wake up and you be done with your project so we could go. I could have went an hour ago if you would have just said no. And so it goes both ways. Like, but there's always that little bit of obligation. If we're both home, there's that little bit of feeling like we should both be involved, or I should be involved if you guys are doing something. But that's obviously, like you said, it's much easier when it's only one person, because you don't have to watch my shows at night, and we don't have to worry about like running into each other during the day if it's just one person. Short term.
Yeah.
Only intermittently, though. What else do you like about when I'm at work? Or what are you looking forward to in the next 4 days while I'm gone?
Oh. Probably just having a semi-clean house. Because I
think so.
I love you so much. But you're kind of...
Did I throw the rice all over the floor in the next room? No, I did not.
No.
I vacuumed the rice up, though,
but
didn't I?
threw that away. No, it's just...
You threw away what was in the containers.
Yes. I didn't have a chance to clean up the dining room yet. Anyways.
Don't worry, I did.
Good for you.
We'll see how it goes the next 4 days then. We don't have time to do anything.
Well, here's the thing. Someone starts his morning daycare school program tomorrow.
Yeah.
So my day's actually, I think it's going to go by really quick.
Your morning will.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's probably going to want a nap because he's going to be tired after all that.
Yeah.
And then he'll wake up. So it's like an afternoon. I have to keep him occupied.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, he's got swim lessons and a haircut.
Well, I have higher expectations than when I come home in a week of what this house is going to look like.
Your shit's going to be on the curb.
If you're going to have all that free time to do whatever you want, you either better resurrect Struggle Bun and DIYs and get that going.
You're literally going to be gone for 4 days.
Well, you have all this free time now.
I have 2 days.
Don't downplay it. No, don't downplay it now.
It's 2 days for 4 hours.
Uh-huh. So give me some advice. Give advice to the other ISPs, the other intermittent single parents.
Well, I think the only advice I could give would pertain to our particular situation, where it's one parent is gone for 24 hours and the other parent is able to stay home all the time, or a non-working parent, or maybe like a part-time working parent.
Either way, I mean, you still have the night times where you got to put the kids to bed and make dinner, and there's a lot of similarities. Just because it's not the chunk of the middle of the day, you're still getting up in the morning with them.
Mm-hmm.
And getting them ready for whatever, and you're getting ready for whatever, right? And then there's the middle part, which is just chaos and mayhem, a blur for 6 to 8 hours, no big deal. But then the nights are shared with other.
Yeah, I guess my advice is just figure out a schedule that works for you. So like for me, before Nathan decided he needed to be up at 6 a.m. every day.
5.
It was 5:50 he walked into our room this morning. But anyways, even before then, my day, I was a better functioning parent when I would get up, work out, and get some coffee in me before he woke up. So that was kind of always my, like, before you went to work, or even my everyday was get up early, do something for me, and then I can kind of focus on them. And then for nighttime stuff, I mean, this is just a tough one.
Would you tell them to get hobbies?
Depends on what kind of hobby you have. Like
murdering people. What do you mean?
I just mean like what kind of time. I don't right now the time commitment of these two.
All right, well, give advice to people with the exact same situations that we have then. Stay-at-home mom, firefighter, husband who's gone every third day.
Get a Costco membership. The wine is fabulous. No.
I roll central. I want more mommy juice.
No, I would say preparation. Like, so I like to, like, on days so for tonight, you're going to be gone for the week. So I went grocery shopping and prepped kind of like what we're going to do for dinner. So to make it easy, because it is hard to prep dinner for when you're gone. I've already like kind of scheduled out some activities to keep us busy and keep us sane. Yeah. So advice, I would say like just preparation. Be prepared for the week, or the day that the person's going to be gone, or the time chunk that person's going to be gone. What? You're just shaking your head.
I'm listening.
I guess that'd be my advice. Like, I like to know, like, the day before what we're going to kind of do and what the day's going to look like.
Yeah.
It makes it go by faster for me.
Well, good.
What would be your advice?
To who? The people who are staying home with the kids?
No, to... What would be your...
Make sure there's coffee when I come home.
I always do.
Yeah.
No, to the parent who's gone. Like, what do you do? Or what would... Is there anything like you wish I would do while you were gone? Like I've been really good now about like sending you pictures of them throughout the day, or like letting you know what's going on, just so you kind of feel a part of the day, to make you feel like you're not missing anything spectacular.
So advice for the people that are going to work?
Yeah, because there's got to be, it's not like that's a break for you. It's not like, oh, you're
finally
gonna go
some recognition.
you're just gonna go hang out with your buddies for 24 hours and whatever.
No, I would say I kind of have the thought of like, it's definitely made me want to maximize the home days and do more stuff or be more present in the home days. So maybe that's it. Like, be the parent you want to be when you're home, because you don't have a choice to be home during your shift day necessarily. Like you got to be at work, and then you're there for 24 hours. So if it's not like a live it with no regrets type of thing, 'cause that's stupid. It's more like take advantage of the time you have while you're home. So when you're at work and we're like, oh, I wish we would have done, like if we didn't go to John's house yesterday and take Nathan up there, and I mean we could have taken Sawyer anywhere, I would have been like, oh, that's a bummer we didn't put the extra effort in to go do that. And then next week the lake might be thawed out and you can't go skating or whatever. So I guess just maximize your opportunities when you're home, so you don't feel like you're missing opportunities when you're not at work, or when you're at work and not home. And then I don't know, I really don't have many, like, I know that what you're doing when I'm at work is time consuming. Like, one thing takes a long time to do. So I don't necessarily like have huge expectations for like you responding to texts or answering your phone, or like I don't come home and be like, well, you were home all day. Why is this mess still on the floor?
No, you've never done that.
So I suppose if you have those assumptions or have those expectations and you're constantly being like let down or getting frustrated because they're not true, maybe it's time to reassess.
Yeah.
And have a little bit of empathy. Like even before you were gone for that week, I feel like I was pretty realistic in expectations of what can get done just from being home on the 2 days I was.
Yeah. Be you surprised the laundry fairy didn't come in 4 days? Or the 5 days I was gone? Because that pile was nice and massive when I got back.
Well, that was another thing I was not going to start with him being a freak show. And that was a extreme week because he like popped up with his fever, which we figured out weeks later was molars coming through. She was cutting teeth. And he was in the midst of his rebellious phase where instead of just saying he didn't want to go to bed, he was taking off his diaper and smearing shit on the wall. So yeah.
I think he was just really angry.
So yeah, I wasn't doing laundry at that moment. No, I was sticking to the bare essentials. They got fed. We played games. It was like in the single digits for a few days, and then he was sick. He had his fever for a few days, so we couldn't go outside at all. So no, it was purely survival for those days. That was extreme circumstances. If it had been a week like this past week where he was fine and Sawyer was fine, we probably would have done a lot more. But back to your planning part of it, we used all the prepared meals and all the Costco meals and all the crock-pot stuff you did and all the... What else did you make? The enchiladas that were made and ready.
You did not have one Costco meal. I made you guys all your meals.
We had the first night. We had the night before you left. Then we had leftovers. We did all that stuff. So yeah, the planning and preparation definitely paid off on that one. And if it were up to me, I would just do that every week. We'd have enchiladas and ravioli and the same Costco meals every single week and street tacos, and that'll be fine. Anything else you want to leave people for that are independent or intermittent solo parents? Reach out, find friends.
Yeah, that's a good one. Reach out and find friends. I just did that for the first time, and me and Nathan went.
Your first friend?
No, it's my first new friend in a while.
Yeah.
She's very sweet. Nathan and the other little boy had zero interest in playing with each other.
Yeah.
They said hi and ran away and did their thing, and me and her talked, and it was fine.
I was gonna say that play date really wasn't that for them though.
No, it wasn't. No, it was nice. I joined a local mom's play group.
Yeah.
And it was good. I'm glad I did it. It got us out of the house. It got Nathan to run around at a new place.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I have a feeling we'll revisit this topic again.
Probably.
But go on for now. Do you want anybody to contact you with questions?
They can contact me through you.
You can start your life advice book.
Oh, yeah. I'll get right on that.
Whoops. I think it's still going. 27 minutes so far.
No, I'm not re-recording this. I'm so tired.
I know. All right, guys, if you need anything else, feel free to reach out. fourthshiftfit@gmail.com or Fourth Shift Fitness on social media. Go buy a t-shirt. Still got a bunch of t-shirts and hats left over. And be a fourth shifter.